Say good evening, everyone. Again, I want to say thank you very much for your support and your interest and your prayers in what we are doing here. And like I say, as I promised, that I will come back to you and explain to you exactly what has happened today and what is the way forward. So, what has happened today in a nutshell is, before I tell you how I interpret that to be and what does it mean and what's the way forward is, that we were set in court today for us to ask the judge to give us an urgent order for the government to produce us the isolated, purified COV2 virus so that we can ourselves, with our scientists, observe and confirm. And when we got to court today, obviously we gave the respondents, and I just want to repeat the respondents here as well. We asked the court that the court should grant us an order and that the president and Dlamini Zuma, the Minister of Kokta, and also Professor Karim, that they would be the ones that is going to provide us this isolated and purified virus. This is what we asked originally from the court. And so today was supposed to be for the court to listen to what the respondents, the president, Karim, and the Minister of Kokta has to say, and then to either grant our order or not grant our order. And so what happened today is, before the government came forward to us and told us, listen, we would like this matter to be postponed. And so we said, look, what's your reasons for that? And they've explained that the reasons why they want this matter postponed is because the president, according to them, this is from the lawyer, from the attorney of the government, saying that the president is not in a position to help us with this request of providing us proof of this isolated and purified virus. So the president, the man who has been making all these speeches and who has been making all these declarations that he's doing everything because of a virus that they have, because of a deadly virus, he now says he's not in a position, or his lawyer at least says, that the president is not in a position to help us with our request for a virus, to show it to us. And so they think, and just to follow on that, the same lawyer is representing the president and is representing the Minister of Kokta and representing Karim. He says that the Minister of Kokta, Dlamini Zuma, the minister who is responsible for the lockdown. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, that under the national disaster legislation, Minister Dlamini Zuma is in fact running the country. She is in charge because of this declaration of the disaster. And the lawyer says she's also not in a position to help us. She's also not in a position to help us to deliver the virus so that we can observe it and confirm it ourselves. And so they say the only person that is in a position to help us is Professor Karim. But as I'm sure we've told you previously, Professor Karim sent a reply to us in which he says we must please not involve him. We must refer the matter to Dlamini Zuma. She will deal with the matter. That is what Professor Karim said. But today in court, the lawyer for the government says that Professor Karim is the only person that can help us. And but the problem is now that Professor Karim is no longer working for the government. He's just conveniently resigned not so long ago. And he's no longer working for the government. So what we now have to do is we have to try and ask Mkhize, who is the Minister of Health. Mkhize has to also now join our case. Now, this is the reason for why we need to postpone the case. Mkhize is going to join, the Minister of Health is going to join our case. And then the Minister of Health needs to bring in, I don't know what's he going to do, rehire, compel, I don't know. But he now needs to convince Professor Karim to come in now and to help us with this virus isolation issue. And they said as well, if they can't convince him to come back now, then they will then have to get another expert. So that's where we are sitting at this stage. And so provisionally, the judge has said that they've put down the matter for the 27th of May or before then. So for the 27th or before. And the reason for the hold-up is that we now have to get the Ministry of Health in the form of Dr. Mkhize. He needs to come on board so that he can bring an expert Because now it seems like it's not so easy to find someone that can give us the virus. Even though the government has been claiming that there's close to 1.5 million the last time I checked, it's probably now 2 million people that have been reported that have been infected with the virus. But yet they are scrambling, passing the buck, trying to find the right person to show us this virus here. Now, what does this mean? So this means is we're going to go to court on the 27th of May or earlier, and then they, by that time, will have to have provided us with someone who is either going to give us very good reasons why the court should not force them to show us the virus, or they are going to tell us, we are going to show you the virus, and we're going to set the time and place in which they are going to do so. So that is going to happen on or before the 27th of May. But what I want to tell you is what this means is, this means now that it's been more than a month since our original application to the Constitutional Court, and we are being sent from pillar to post. So that shows you something. That shows you something that these very same people who they are passing the buck, definitely. And these very same people who have been now for a year saying that they are doing everything because there's a deadly virus, now they are finding extreme difficulty in showing us that virus. And the other thing that you must remember as well is that the president is the one, he said there's a virus here, that's why I have to do all of these things. And now when we are asking him, Mr. President, give us proof of this virus that you are talking about, the president is saying, sorry, I can't help, maybe let's get somebody else to do it. And then when we go to the next person, Dr. Dlamini Zuma, that is in charge of COCTA, who is now effectively in charge of the lockdown in the country, when we ask her and say, look, you are in charge of the lockdown, you are making the regulations in the lockdown, and you are saying you are doing these regulations not because you want to bully South Africans, or not because you just want to make people's lives difficult, but because you are trying to save the country from a deadly virus. And now when we are asking you to show us the virus, you say no, you are not the right person to do so through your attorneys. The right person is Professor Karim. And Professor Karim has told us he can't do it either because he doesn't work there anymore. And so now we have this runaround that we are faced with here. So, look, obviously, yes. So we have proof of this, that he does not want to be involved, and that he communicated to our attorneys that please do not involve me and the president in this matter. This matter should only be, passed on to Dr. Dlamini Zuma. So the question that obviously puzzles us here is that since when is Professor Karim now the president's spokesperson or lawyer? I can understand absolving himself or trying to absolve himself, but to make such a statement to us is quite amazing. But what we can see here is, obviously, I just want to take you into our confidence here, is what we can clearly see is that we are on the right track, first of all. We've hit a nerve, and I think we are zoning in on the right place. We have reduced their room for running away by saying, okay, you want a postponement, we will give a postponement, but eventually the time will catch up to you, and you have to produce the virus that you are trying to hide from people. So we're doing that. But we can also now slowly start seeing what is happening here. And what is happening is they can sort of foresee the possibility that they can't deliver the virus and that they might be held responsible, even criminally responsible, for what is being done here. And so they seem to be setting up Dr. Mkhize, because they're now passing the buck to Zweli Mkhize. So it looks like they want Zweli Mkhize to take the fall for whatever comes out here. That's what we see when we analyze this thing. That's what comes up here. And the eagerness of Professor Karim to say that Dlamini Zuma must be the one that we need to deal with here, not him, and also not the president. Seems that Dlamini Zuma is also the one that they are setting up for a fall here. Exactly, that this is what they are trying to do. So what we are saying to you is we can see where they are going with this, but this is just the delay and the asking for a postponement of a virus that they are supposed to, in my opinion, have readily available. What kind of a president speaks about a virus that when you're asking him about it and he doesn't have any proof at hand? What is he talking about? So we are on the right track here. We will not let up. We are going to on the 27th of May or before then is the D-Day for them, and we will see where this goes. But what we can say to you is the fact that we are again here speaking to you about a postponement shows to you this is a real problem. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not we're not clutching at straws. The government seems to find very difficult to produce the virus to us that they have been claiming is taking many lives and is the reason for everything that they are doing at the moment. So we want to tell you we are aware of what they're doing, and the time is running short for them, and the maneuvering space is getting smaller. And so thank you very much for your prayers and your support. We will keep you updated as to what is the next steps that we are going to take. But what we can tell you is that we are on the right track, and in my view, they are running scared. And in my view, the tables are turning on them. So thank you, and that's all due to your prayers and your support here. So thank you very much.